Welcome back to Revelation in 7 scenes. The third scene is of a cosmic battle between good and evil, complete with dragons and fantastic beasts. It begins with a dragon chasing a woman who is about to give birth to a child. And this child is one who will rule the nations with an iron rod. The dragon sweeps a third of the stars to the earth, and he crouches ready to devour the child. However, the child escapes and is taken into heaven. The woman then flees into the wilderness, and she is there for 1,260 days. Then a war takes place in heaven, and Michael and the angels cast the dragon and his followers down to earth. A proclamation from heaven declares and interprets for us, Satan has been thrown down to the earth by the Lamb who was slain. So beware, inhabitants of the earth. The dragon, no longer able to attack the child, pursues the woman. Then she is given the wings of an eagle and flies to the wilderness. The dragon seeks to sweep away the woman with a flood, but the earth swallows up the water. The dragon has been thwarted again. This sounds kind of like the birth story of Jesus, but it more broadly reflects the experience of God's faithful people throughout history. God's people have often had to flee to the wilderness. The Hebrew slaves fled Pharaoh. Elijah fled Queen Jezebel. The Holy Family, King Herod. Jesus left Judea to avoid upset religious leaders, and even the New Testament church left Jerusalem. For a time, God's people are in exile, but it's not going to last forever. So too, we experience setbacks and sometimes suffering or persecution, but stay faithful. It won't last forever. The woman's Grammy-worthy outfit is the shared glory and righteousness of Christ. The crown of the 12 stars symbolizes the representatives of God's people, 12 tribes and 12 apostles. Her feet over the moon symbolizes glory and authority of the church to forgive sins and proclaim the gospel. She is attacked, but she is rescued and sustained by the Lord's intervention. The two dragon scenes are actually the same scene, but from different angles. God's people, including and culminating with Jesus, have been assaulted by the devil, but Jesus' ascension into heaven is the beginning of the devil's end. Christ has already won the victory for us. However, the second scene gives us another layer of insight. The first dragon scene revealed what was happening on earth. The second dragon scene reveals what was happening simultaneously in the heavenly realms. The dragon goes to war, but Michael and his angels cast him down to earth. And a heavenly announcement proclaims, the accuser of our brothers has been conquered by the blood of the Lamb who was slain. The heavens rejoice, but meanwhile the earth is warned because the devil is angry and desperate. Satan has been defeated, and his last desperate ploy is to disrupt God's plan by attacking or deceiving individuals who follow God's commandments and hold fast to the testimony of Jesus. Chapter 13 reveals how Satan attacks us and seeks to deceive. Two beasts emerge simultaneously, working together under the direction of Satan. The first beast rises out of the sea. It's like a leopard beast with a bear's feet and a lion's mouth. It has 10 horns and 7 heads with 10 crowns and blasphemous names written across its heads. This beast exercises authority and power for 42 months, blaspheming God and attacking the saints. Everyone's name who is not written in the book of life will worship this beast. This beast looks like a combination of the beasts from Daniel chapter 7. And the point of Daniel's dream and interpretation there is that although earthly powers will rule and cause chaos and distress for God's people, nonetheless, God's plan of salvation will be accomplished, his people rescued, which is also the point here. The second beast emerges from the earth itself, and it looks like a lamb, but its voice betrays that it is from the dragon. Like the first beast, it experiences success and has power. Its power comes more from business, from buying, selling, and trading, and it marks its followers with the number 666. Both these beasts look impressive, and in multiple ploys, looking like a lamb, wearing crowns, performing signs, etc., they try to copy and masquerade as divine and worthy of the glory and honor that only the Lamb deserves. They gain people's hearts through fealty through fear, violent and impressive power, money, and deception. But their deeds betray them for what they are, power-hungry and destructive satanic forces. Now, how is this information helpful to us? Well, the goal is not to identify particular individuals or institutions as these beasts. Instead, it reveals satanic forces hidden behind earthly powers and leaders. The world is often infatuated with money, power, and that which is impressive. We tend to see these things as good, and we follow those who can give us more of them. However, it is satanic to follow someone simply because they can impress us, or make us more money, or give us more power. Economic or political success are not the goal and aim of God's kingdom. In fact, we are being instructed to be on our guard against those very things, including any country, person, party, religion, or philosophy that make money or power the most important thing. It may sound good, even trying to sound holy or honorable, but it's diabolical. The goal of Revelation is not to identify people so that we can defeat them. You and I can't beat evil. In fact, these beasts will experience plenty of success. Rather, the goal of Revelation is not for God's people to win or attack. The instructions are repeated ad nauseum. Remain faithful. Endure, even if it means suffering and death. Hold on to Christ. That's what we should do. The only victory over evil comes through the Lamb who was slain. We simply rely on it, living as if we have won through Christ instead of fighting and clawing to make it or win in this world. We certainly don't rely on economic, philosophical, or military strategy because those strategies themselves are often the very tools the enemy uses to intimidate or tempt us. One way to identify a mistaken interpretation of Revelation is if it tells you to vote for or against a certain politician or attack this or that nation. You see, you've already lost when you place your hope on earthly powers to fix things instead of leaning into the cross and the eternal promises of Christ, the Lamb who was slain. The number of the beast is 666. It's written on hands and heads. And I subscribe to the simple theory that hands symbolize deeds and heads symbolize thoughts, plans, or goals. Who are those marked by and worshiping the beast? Well, don't look for a visible or digital mark. Rather, it's those who plan, act, and aim for the things the beast glorifies: money, power, and earthly glory. What looks like serving or pledging allegiance to money, country, party, lifestyle, or leader might actually be a satanic and beastly snare. Meanwhile, Revelation 14 reveals the victory of the Lamb. Those who experience the victory are marked by the sign of the Lamb written upon their foreheads. All of creation will excitedly praise and rejoice at Christ's return. The beast and his followers have lost and are overthrown, and once and for all. Much like Daniel chapter 7, the Ancient of Days shows up to proclaim and inaugurate the victory of God's people. Daniel doesn't know who specifically this is, but the New Testament reveals Jesus as the Son of Man coming with the clouds. We wait and endure, and at his return we will taste the final victory. Thanks for joining us, and hope you'll check in for the next episode.